Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Today I'm sharing with you my 6th set of alternative cards using the February 2024 Paper Pumpkin kit called Sweet Springtime. The projects from this kit are perfect for this time of year. It creates a total of 6 greeting cards, 3 in 2 different designs, and 3 gift boxes. If you'd like to watch me unbox the kit and create these projects, you can click on the playlist in the top right corner. You can also find all of my other alternative projects in that playlist as well. Over the last couple days, I have shared with you 7 card ideas that you can make with one set of supplies from this month's kit. The 2 cards I'm sharing with you today are made with the remaining supplies, giving us a total of 9 cards created from 2 cards and 1 gift box. As a special note, I did decide to also make some 3D items with one set of supplies. So make sure to keep watching my channel to see those. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, which you can do right there in the bottom right corner. To make these cards, we're going to grab some of those leftover pieces that we have. I have a piece that is the scallop from the box template, and it is 5.5 inches by whatever height it is. This was the flower pattern, and so we just cut that right off. And then we're also going to use the leftover piece from the green plaid envelope, and we're going to cut this down to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. So let's remove the flap first and then rotate to 5.25. Perfect. There's a little bit of a score line here, but I'm not really going to worry about that at all. If it bothers you, you can take your bone folder and just kind of gently press it down right along that score line. But I think the pattern hides it really well. However, we do need to hide the score lines from the box template, and I've been doing that with the crosshatch pattern from that Basics 3D pack of embossing folders. So I'm going to go do that. I love how that pattern hides those score lines so easily. So let's go ahead and add these things to our card base. I'm going to start with the Petal Pink Cardbase. Now, one fun thing about this card is the scallop is actually the edge of the front of the card base. So to do that, we need to remove a section, and we're just going to cut off 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of this card base. And it looks like we're going to also hold on to this and add it to the front. Okay. So go ahead and fold your card base in half along your score line. You'll take that Petal Pink pattern, add some liquid adhesive. You want to stay away from that scalloped edge because that's going to be showing. And then when you add this, you'll place it so that the scallop is right along the edge of the back of the card base. Okay. So do you see how it sits right along that edge there? So that when it opens, you will see it, but it doesn't go over the edge, so it fits nicely in an envelope. Let's go ahead and smooth that glue out. From here, we're going to add that little strip that we cut off. So just place a little bit of glue and add this over it. This just kind of helps the transition from one piece to the other. You can even just butt it up. I might just do that. There we go. So I just placed it right on top of that seam, like so that you can still see the seam. Do you see how it's popping up there? So it's just sitting on the top. But I still think that it helps the transition, even though it's the same color. Okay, so we're going to next add our daffodils. So I had a lot of these little daffodil die cuts left over, and I'm going to add them to the top of these garden green die cuts that I cut out with the Love of Spring dies. This is a die set that coordinates with all 3 months of Paper Pumpkin in this first quarter, so January, February, and March. So I cut, let's see, I've got 4 total because both cards use 2, and then I have 1 of these larger leaves in Granny Apple Green. So I've really loved using those dies on these cards. So for this card, I have one kind of going to the right and one going to the left. And to get the left one, I just flipped it over to the back side. But I do need to kind of trim off these petals here so that they don't show underneath the printed die cut daffodil. So we got that one, and then I'll do the same thing to a second one. And then we're going to pop these up with dimensionals on this. So I'll show you. That got really tiny. That's okay. So one's going to the left, one's going to the right. You're going to grab a dimensional. I'm going to use some minis just to make it easy. And then you'll take one of the flower die cuts and you'll add it to the top. And let's go with this one. Oh, I already took the paper off. Place that on the left. So you can see how cute those are going to be by each other. And then I felt like it needed a little more green, so that's why I'm tucking one of these leaves behind each. So I'm going to separate it. So there's 3 on top and 2 on bottom. So right there in the middle. And then you're going to add a little liquid adhesive right to the base. And it's going to go right behind these here. Okay, so there's one. And we'll do the same thing here. And this one will go this way. Okay, so then we've got these 2 flowers that we're going to add to our card base. And we can add them with just liquid glue or glue dots, whatever you have. Okay, let's start with the one that goes to the right. And just kind of tilt it a little bit more to the right. And then we'll take this one and we'll go just a little lower and tilt it a little bit to the left. Just like that. Okay, so you can arrange those however you want on the right side of your card. And then I'm going to take the greeting, springtime greetings, and I'm going to stamp that in early espresso. You want to make sure that you don't have any ink on your clear block because when you stamp, there's a chance that it will get onto your die cut since we've already placed those on our card. The reason we added those first is because I didn't know where to put the stamp and I want it close to the flowers. So we need those flowers to be already in place. So somewhere like this, even pressure. It's going to look like that. And then we are going to add some embellishments that came in the kit. Let's do a large and a small, and then let's do another large. It's so cute. Quick, simple. It's a lovely card to send out to just say hello during the springtime. Let's go ahead and move to card number 2. So this card base is Granny Apple Green, which is the color that coordinates with this pattern here. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the front of the card base with just liquid glue, and I'm just going to put that score line on the left. Then, you know, I don't really think anyone's going to notice that it's there. And smooth out the glue. Then we're going to take the back side of this envelope piece. You can see that it's got a little bit more of a very vanilla color here. So if you might have already thrown this away, you can just grab some very vanilla. And we're going to cut out a circle. I'm using 2 3/8 inches. You could use something smaller if you have something else. And we're going to add this here in the bottom right corner. It's going to be our background. Let's go ahead and put together these 2 more die cut flowers. They're both going to the right, so we don't need to worry about flipping one over to the left, but if you want to change the direction, you're welcome to do that. Just like before, I'm trimming off the petals so that I have just a little area where I can add a dimensional, and that those green petals from that base layer don't peek through outside of the flower. I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals and add those. And then add your die cuts to the top. Just like that. Now I didn't feel like I needed to add any extra color to this. So I'm going to actually lay these down and get an idea of where I want to add my bow. So I think I want to place it maybe right here. So grab some glue dots. We're going to do a faux bow. And I did place the bow below the, like behind the flowers. So this is where we're going to put it, and then we can adjust if needs be, because nothing else is stuck down. So I have about 10 inches of twine. I had to, well, let's actually measure because it was kind of one of my last pieces. So it's just slightly over 9 inches. So I'm going to take the 2 ends and find the center and then wrap the one side to create a loop. And if you need to add another glue dot, you can do that. Oops. And then you're going to do the same with the other side. Wrap a little loop and then adhere it to that glue. And you can adjust, which is the nice part about making a faux bow, is you really can adjust it to be, you know, really any shape that you want. Okay, so there's my faux bow in the corner. Let's put our greeting on next. I feel like that's the next logical step. So we're going to use the same springtime greeting stamp set with early espresso ink. And I have it so that the banner ends are at the bottom, because you really could do that any direction. So we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. I'm going to add some, let's just add some kind of closer to the center. And then if I need more on the ends, I can add them later. I don't want to add too many because I am going to tuck the flowers in. And the goal here is to put this so that I can still see the bow, but it's also centered. So you're going to add the label over the bow and the circle. And then let's just add this now to our card. I kind of want this down in the bottom right corner. Make sure your greeting's nice and straight. And then we're going to pop this up. And I'm going to actually add a glue dot to the base. Sorry, I kind of feel like I'm all over the place, but there. Then that will adhere to the label, and we also have it adhered at the top with the glue dot. or the dimensional. Okay, so I'm going to take the first one. This is kind of the one that's open, and we're going to tuck it underneath the greeting, but over the ribbon. I think that's kind of a fun look. And then do the same with this one. Tuck it under. And we've got this ribbon behind it, or twine. You can use your take a pick tool to kind of shape it a little bit if you want. Just like that. If you want, you can add some of the white dots if you have any left over, but that card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create these simple cards using the products in the February 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you would like to see written instructions or close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.